Okay, mix up some blue. Let's see. Just focusing. Yeah, focus. Come on. There we go. Wait a minute, I have spray paint. I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to do that. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully, you can actually hear me. You can. And it even says you're my #1 fan. What a delight. I intend on actually getting this streaming setup as like some sort of streaming setup to where I can actually send it to Discord and YouTube and whatever else. I just did not have time, and last night I just could not be bothered. So I am touching up what I started last week, which is this ice ferret. We had a very funny exchange with someone else in the guild who I was telling Rye that she should know, it was Luna, she should know what an ice ferret was, and we had a very spirited conversation as to what a ice ferret is and is not. And I expected her to guess this. She did not guess this, despite knowing this franchise and owning ferrets. She could not adequately answer the question either correctly or incorrectly, as you know she is wont to do. I tried doing these white parts last week, and they just, the white I have, well, see, that's not working. The white I have is very chalky. It's a matte white. And it just doesn't take edges well. It doesn't take corners well. So I'm using an off-white to see if that kind of pulls up a little bit better. So I wanted to do mostly blue, and what goes well with mostly blue. See, this is stupid. I wanted to go with mostly blue, but I didn't want to do gold with it, but gold would probably be a little bit better. So I'm doing an off-white to see if this helps. Also, I was very impatient last week. Did not want to let this paint dry. At which point I realized I should probably just let this paint dry. So now that it has, I can actually maybe finish it a bit more. You can see where the blue was coming through the white, so I have to do multiple layers just to keep from hating my life. As futile as a job that is. Down in here, you can kind of see it. I have some cockpit glass I need to do some color on. Let's get some white on that just so I can start drying. Not sure what color I want to do that quite yet. It also dawned on me right before you joined that I'm not using my thingy. Let's see. Will you stick to this? Yeah. Right. As someone with the patience to watch paint dry, I know. we had that instance a couple days ago last week. My bosses decided to have everybody paint their tools, and so we were all standing around watching the paint dry. And someone made that observation. Okay, let's get out some of these boring colors and let's do some metallics. I'm going to show you a really cool color. Hang on. Okay, so I saw on a video one day, long ago, a very cool metallic color. I will show it to you right now. It is this. It's Vallejo metal color. Now this one particularly is it's something aluminum, dark aluminum. This is dark aluminum. Now this paint comes in you can either get them individually or you can get them in a box set. It's like 6 or 7 colors. So there's like, and it's just different shades. There's like a gold. I think there's like a reddish one. But I'll pour this out in my wet palette here, and I'll kind of show you what it does. And you can see in real time what it does and what you have to look out for. Now, regular metallic, the metallic bits will separate eventually. This one it's much more liquidy, and it separates much quicker. So I'm just going to do a couple little drops there, and you can see it flowing kind of in. Let me focus right there. So you can kind of see it, how well it flows. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's like very damp, moist, fluid. That's the word. Okay, so I'm going to try and we're going to bring this back here. So here's the problem. So close. Right about. No, come on. There we go. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to get this and do it on my my weapons, my murder mittens, and like these little laser ports that you'll see. So I'll just do some. Oh frick! Stuck on a piece of tape. Okay. So I'm going to. Let's start down here. We'll just hit some of these. And you see it kind of just pools up in these spots. Like if I hit this side, see there's actually a little bit of detail right there. It's going to pool up right in there. Then you're going to spill over into everything and ruin it. Now, I'm going to bring this wet palette over to you to see real quick. I'm going to refocus this. Okay. Looks a little different. See how fast this separates? This side where my brush is at, that's what it's supposed to look like. Even from just me pouring it, that's how fast this separates. I don't know if that's a feature or a bug, but something to keep in mind. So here, we're going to paint this little apparatus here. The tip of whatever that is. We got some doodads right here. We'll just get those silver. We got some support for the knee pad there. We'll just get... I'm not even going to worry about... Oh, sorry. So I just got that right there. I'm not even really going to worry about the one down on this thing because you can't really even see it. So we ain't sweating it. We will get these systems right in here. And kind of like what I was showing to you last time, this metal in particular, this metallic, is great for putting a speed gun. Freaking piece of tape. Mix that up like this. Let's see. Good spot. Let's mix it up in here a little bit. Get these up here. Get that right there. We'll start hitting some of these random little details. Maybe? There we go. Oh, well, it's in there now. Here, we'll just get the whole thing. Whatever. See? Problem solved. And it's very fluid. You see how See how those features, it just flows right down through all of that. Oh, we're going to get these heat sinks down here for sure. Let's see. That right there. This is a mini I don't particularly care about. This is the one that I drew from, bear with me, a mystery pack from a local game store. And I like mystery things. I like doing that sort of stuff. But they had some loose minis, and all the loose minis were like dumb ones. And so then they had like these blind bags. I'm like, well, hopefully the blind bags aren't just like all the extra dumb ones that they've got laying around. So it'd be pretty just like I avoided all those and just went with the mystery packs just because that would suck. So what we'll do is just hit a couple of these. The other thing is I'm not willing to invest too much time onto these during the stream because, like, I'm not gonna. I've already spent like freaking 2 hours on this thing, just kind of screwing around with the colors and doing that. So we're just gonna hit a couple more details. I'm gonna get. Let's work on this side really quick. We're gonna get these weapon ports. Let's just get this murder mitten right here. We'll just do it. And what I'll do, I think, is I'm going to take a little bit off my brush. I'm just going to kind of do this little thing here. We're just going to go real light on that. Real light on that. Just kind of hit the top of this. We're going to go fast and loose. You see how there's that little spot of blue in there? That's actually, now that I look at it, that's kind of the color and the shade. I actually want that. So I might just leave that, actually. Like, literally, just leave that right as it is. But I am seeing need a bit more white. This is probably dry here. I still see a little bit of blue poking through, so I'm going to do one more light coat in these spots before I just give up on them. Because who cares? Okay. What do we think? Got the hatch up top. Don't really know what I want to do here. I think what we'll do, give this a little bit of pop, is I'm going to take this wood shield blue. I'm going to do my edge highlights in this, I think. That's the theory. Edge highlights are easy in concept, but they can be kind of rough because when you're doing them, you're not necessarily trying to use the tip of your brush. You're actually wetting your brush. You probably know this. To anybody else listening, you use the side of your brush and you're trying to rub up against that high part to make your line like that. So that's what we're going to try on here. And Battletech minis are kind of a bummer for that because they tend to have some mushy edges, you could say. There we go. So, bring this here. Let's see. Let's just find a good place to start. Good place to start is on the back. So nobody cares what happens on the back. Oh yeah, look at that right there. Nice. Hopefully I'm not super. My mouth is like right next to the microphone. Let's see. As I say that, I'm going to use my tip, just a tip. See how that. That's why, because you'll end up using the tip, and the tip will fold over, and it'll do the stupid thing. But I can't quite. I can kind of do this little number. Just kind of get all these things. Sort of. That sucks. Get rid of that. Let me try this another way. Actually, let me just get a different brush. It's also probably my issue. How about got this little itty bitty guy? We'll try this. We're going to experiment on a couple more edges before we go crazy. Why is this so wet? Let's try it now. No. What's going on here? Apparently I'm done. Okay, let me reset. Rinse out this brush. Fix my bristles. I did recently just buy some soap for my brushes as well, because the bristles are sticking all which way. I have not used it yet. I will report back with my results. But I'll be honest, this might just not get edge highlights. Can't access them. So that's just a highlight. That's not an edge highlight. Okay. Let's just try it. Let's just see what happens here. Nope, don't like that. No, sir. There we go. All right, well. Apparently, when it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's what I'm trying to do. The fortunate thing with edge highlights is that you can overdo them, so you want to not overdo them. Like, because a mech is just all panels all the time, all day or day, you can go overboard with the lines, and it can kind of overwhelm the paint job. Again, not super concerned about the paint line. See, I'm using this light blue color on this teal color. Probably not the highlight color I want for this, but we're going to give it a shot. Actually, that's not too bad. That's okay. Actually, it probably fits that better. Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that. Just give some little attention over here. Too big. Also too big. We're not going to sweat it. Not going to sweat it. We'll get this a little around the hatch. Like with other minis, you don't want to overdo. The way you overdo it is by trying to highlight things that you don't actually want to literally highlight on the mini. Like, I'm not going to worry too much about, say, highlighting this foot here, because this foot is not the focus of the mini. Now, I might do a little bit on this one here, because it's forward. Make it pop just a little bit. I don't have a lot of paint on my brush, so it's not going to, any mistakes I make are not going to stick out as much. All right, so just hit that there, hit that there. I'm just going to stop screwing with it, honestly. So we need some color. I'll turn this that way so you can kind of look at it. 1 second. nails something to... Here, how about this griffin? Lay down this griffin. You can look at it. What I'm going to grab is color for those metallics. Let's see what's going to go good. Okay, I'm going to just pick a random warm color here. I'm going to take the sand golem. You see where my fingers are at? That's generally what it should look like over white paint. So we're going to put that over the silver parts. We're going to see what it does. I'm going to get this guy again. Load the brush up. Get the burb out of here. Let's just see what it does. Sometimes it's nice to explore with these. Just experiment. I picked this warm orangey color because that's a nice contrast for the blue. Scree, as they say. She doesn't know yet, but I was thinking about sending that griffin to Rythlin. She said she wanted something, but I haven't decided what yet. What I want to do is, for my World of Warcraft friend, I want to do like a mini diorama of like a night elf bear, just in absolute like berserker mode in a tavern. Then my little healer like hiding behind the bar, just flicking off little heals from behind the bar, ducking for cover. If I had it my way, that's what I'd do, but the trouble is getting the models to actually do it. If you know, you know. Try to get that part down there, so at least it's even. Okay, so we're going to get a bit more on our brush. Fix our focus here. Maybe, no. Just going to let that pool up in there a little bit. Get it over there as well. Now, it has also come to my attention that I had these white spots here for, what am I trying to say? For like a tertiary color here. But because it's white, I could just get another one of these speed paints and go over it. So if I'm feeling really frisky, we could just throw another blue on there or something. It's too much right there. I'm going to try and take that off. Let's see. Because now I feel like this bronzy color has kind of goofed with the whole thing. Which is fine. It's not a big deal. I'm going to leave some silver, but I am going to... Oh my goodness, it's too much. It's too much. I always have all this extra, so I'm going to dab off my brush on my paper towel. We're going to borrow some of this back. Well, I guess we're putting some of this down here. There we go. Bronze, everybody. Improvisation. Okay, let's see. What do we think about the cockpit? What kind of color would go good here? Thinking green would be good. Thinking a red might be good. The bird prop. Let's see. thinking an emerald. That's what I'm leaning towards. Oh, I got the perfect thing. Perfect thing. You're gonna love this. Alright. Today is St. Patrick's Day. Get out of here, bird. So we're gonna use the Shamrock Green. How apt. Huzzah. Let's do the emerald. Okay. Let's see. Can I zoom this in further? Yes. You will know my pain. Okay. And while we are down here, we are going to do two things. Oh, look at that. That's great. Okay. Ready to get this green. Now if I can actually like arch my neck to actually see this. This is what we're going to do. Got to be a little generous with it on my brush. Oh, you see that little... You can't see it. This brush is misbehaving. Okay, here we go. Need a little more than that. Come on, brush. And see, there's actually like a blue support in there, and like you're seeing it on camera. You can see how I got some of that gold right there and this green over that blue right there. We're gonna fix that both basically at the same time. Obviously once this dries. Okay, so we got the green in there. I somehow got green right here. That's awesome. Oh, I guess that's just green now. So we got that. What else was I gonna do here? So we got that. Oh, we need some white. So rinse off my brush. We're gonna get some white. That is super thick with 2 C's. Okay, so the same technique I just used for the cockpit, the white paint and that speed paint over it, we're going to do the same thing right down here. These little circles here, these are little laser ports. So there's one there. Oh my gosh, there's 2 there. So I overshot my thing there. So I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to soak it up around the edges there. Soak it up. So that whole thing's screwed up. So I'm just going to start over. We're going to dab it. Try it again. Got some slightly thicker paint. Can you still see that? Not really. Okay, so we got our 2 dots there. That's what we need. Okay, so we'll just do the same thing this over here. This is actually a large laser, if I'm recalling correctly. Okay, so we're gonna let those dry. Okay, bring this back out. We're gonna focus. Hold it up. Okay. So this is starting to look good. So while that paint is drying, we are going to... Now, what you can't see right next to me, I have a box of basing materials, and I have Yeah. This I've been looking forward to using. All game terrain. And so it's like this northern type gear. It's like turf and stone. So we're going to do that on our base. I've got some other goodies to go with it. So, actually, while I'm going to pretty much call that good for now, what we're going to do is get some glue. We're going to wrap it up. I don't have a knife handy. Let's see. Now I have a knife handy. I'm going to put this in a container later. This will do for now. Okay. So got that. Jesse, what are you doing with this cardboard, you ask? I know you're dying to know. We're going to score it. We're going to fold it. We're going to use this with this. On this. Sorry, I keep bumping the microphone. So we're going to take that over there, put that over there. We're going to need this. Shit. Just going to glob some of that right there. We're going to glob some of that right there. A little bit over there. A little extra for good measure. Okay. We're going to take our new friend. Normally I'm more prepared than this. We're going to take this. We're just going to scoochy that around. Not get it over the edges. Okay, we're going to make it look like snow. Yeah, I did open that. Like, I was thinking that too. I'm like, there's only one reason to open a package like that. You're absolutely right. Look, I'm doing lines with this thing. It's like those girls when you see the videos, you take them out to their first drink and they do a shot like they've been doing shots for years and everybody's shocked. It's like, I swear I'm not opening packages of drugs. So here's a funny thing. I just got a ton of glue on that knee right there, but you can't even tell. So I'm just gonna lick my thumb, wipe some of it off, and not care about the rest. Okay. We're gonna go back to this. We're gonna tear this. This is like playing with glitter. This is like super risky. This is gonna ruin my whole life if I blow this up. We're gonna take that in there. We're just gonna do this whole thing. Oh, there's little rocks in there too. Cool. Okay, so here's the hard part. I now have to let that dry. And I'm gonna want to touch it. So what we can do in the meantime Alright, one more touch here. Ooh. So I had a bright idea a little while back. So you see how this unit is on a hexagon? Here, I'll get a different one. I have these hexagons here. In this particular tabletop game, it matters which way the unit is facing. So normally you see this, you have these grids here. These don't operate on the grid, they operate on hexes. So they fit on the hexes, and wherever they're facing is important. So what people will do is they would paint little hazard stripes on the front of their mini to identify which one is the front facing, right? But that's pretty small lines, and they would always look lousy. So I actually started a company and made a product, hazard stripes. Just unstick, and I'm going to stick one of those on there. And I'm going to do that on all of my minis. Because if I don't believe in my product, then who will? Okay, I'm going to shake. Oh my gosh, I'm already making a mistake. Okay, I'm going to shake this off. Tip tap, tippy tap tap. I've got a nice little bit of terrain there. Also got some right there. So what I'm going to do is, see, it's not looking too bad. I'm going to get one of these little fellers. And this is just like a normal sticker. This isn't anything special. I mean, it's a special sticker, because it's made by me. It's also kind of hard to get off. Hey. Okay. Grab it, buddy. Got this. Got our sticker. Put that on there. Bam, bam. Look at that. See how easy that was? Why haven't more people bought these? Wham, bam. What a fantastic product, I hear you saying. How much are they? Only $5.99 a sheet. Now, there's a couple more little tiny things that we can do really quick. So, we gotta put some color in these lasers. We gotta put a little white dab on the glass for some sheen. Let's bring it down. Bring it down. So I'm just gonna, less is more. Got a little dot there. Can't even hardly see it. Try it again. Oh, not what I wanted. Daggum, see? Actually, I kind of like that. We'll leave. Kind of works. Okay. I told you. Yes, the hazard stripes are something I created. Because literally, like, Battletech pages, I would see people, like, trying to paint these lines. And they would look like shite. And I got so sick of it. I'm like, surely there's a product. Surely. And what some people do is they'll 3D print bases with that, like, imprinted on there to make it easier. I'm like, no, that's stupid. It's like, we don't need to be living our lives this way. You could just buy a sticker sheet. What else was I fixing over here? I was fixing something over here. Look at that. Oh, there's a little bit of green over here. I haven't ruined my edge highlight though. Where are we at? There you are. Like they looked really, really bad. Another day I will show you an example because I have it on one of my own minis. I did it once and I was like, that's a stupid idea. And so these minis, typically they come in a pack of 4 or 5, depending on what you get. So what I did was I actually made, and it's always the same. So like a fire lance would have come with the same mix every time. So I made a sheet specific to that. So I don't have one for this, but you could put the name of the mech down here, and there's another one that went on the back that has the mech's name on it. I just stuck my finger in glue. And so you would buy the new pack of mechs, you would buy the sticker sheet associated with it. You could have labels and hazard stripes for all of your new toys. It was supposed to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. I'm gonna get this ancient honey yellow. This is what we're gonna use for lasers. We're just gonna hit this fast and loose. If I can do it, if I can reach it. Forgot that we had gold. Maybe yellow wasn't the best choice. But it's getting late and I don't care. You know what I want to do? Just because I'm feeling frisky. I'm going to add some yellow to some of these spots right here. Just going to take the edge. Yellow. Just some last minute revisions. Just got a bunch on my hand. Shine that down there. Gotta get that out of there. Let's see if I can get that. Right there. Get the kneecaps. Why not? I won't mess with anything else. So for game ready, quick one, I think that is gonna do it. I think we're good there. Overnight, I'm gonna let that dry. I was gonna put like a bush or a rock down here or something, but this terrain is like perfect. I'm not gonna mess with that. All right, I'm gonna call it there, I think, and I'll take a couple of pictures. I'll upload it to Discord. I'll upload it to YouTube. I feel sick. My wife is ready to go to bed, so I think I'm gonna call it. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate your support. Thank you, friend. I will probably see you with some gaming tomorrow, most likely. I'll take some vanity shots and I'll set it to the Discord. You have a good night. Thank you. Wham bang.